Hello, everyone. I'm back here with another episode for you. I'm Patricia, and this is Learning English with me. It's just playing around with words here. Anyway, yes. So today I don't have a lesson in particular for you because I've got an interview session lined up with one of our ex-students. Not so ex because he only finished his course with me about 2 weeks ago, and so we decided to strike while the iron's hot, while the memories are fresh, and to do this interview chat session for other learners like you out there who will find it quite beneficial, I hope, because he will be sharing on his language learning journey to date in all his years of study, and he's a very motivated man. He's an excellent student, very objective, and very busy person, but still finds time to read and to learn and also to write. He's got multiple books on vocabulary. Basically, he's a very motivated learner. What he's going to tell us. All right, over to you, Paolo and Patricia. Okay, hello, Paolo. How are you today?
Hello, I'm good, Patricia. How are you?
Thank you so much for agreeing to
Good.
do this short chat, or you can call it a casual interview session. So I
Yeah,
thought
it's,
it's a
it's
good
my
idea.
pleasure. It's my
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank you so much. As I was saying, I thought it's a good idea for others like you to also hear how your personal language journey has been.
That's
Something
important
more.
that the expectation are not so high level because my English, as you know, is not so good.
Well, it's much better than before. From the first day we met, which was about almost 3 years ago.
Almost 3 years ago,
Well, in
yes, you are right.
September, well, we met in September 2018. I checked the records, and I think you have come a long way.
Yeah,
I mean, we
because
didn't meet all the time, but in 3 years, you did. Guess how many hours you did?
I think more than 100 hours.
Minus 10. So you did 90 hours. 90 hours in
90 hours?
2.5 over years. Yeah.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Well, I've got a few questions lined up for today's short chat. So I'll leave it to Paolo to tell us a bit more about your background. Can you tell us a bit about what you do and how was it like learning English in school?
Okay, in a nutshell, my name is Paolo Colleoni and I'm Italian, as you can understand. About the English language, I started it around 6 years old. But the problem is probably you don't know because you live in Asia, but in Italy, we have only 3 hours a week in primary school and 4 hours a week in secondary school, and then it depends on what you choose, but usually 5 hours a week in high school. So this is my background in terms of English language. And 3 years ago, I came here in Singapore, and currently I'm covering the 10 countries here in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is my, in a nutshell, my background.
That's quite a nutshell. Very detailed. Thank you for sharing all that with us. Good to know. How was your level of confidence like when it comes to English when you
Okay.
first arrived in Singapore?
Okay, you are right. 3 years ago, let me say, probably I needed to explain better the situation because the accent of English in Europe, Africa, and Middle East, where I work, as I mentioned before, is completely different than Asia. So I was quite confident, but I remember when I came here after 10 days, 15 days, I was shocked because the accent with Australian guys, with Japanese guys, with Singapore guys, and so on. I was shocked because I remember not I didn't understand, but I had some difficulties to understand, to figure out what the people said. So
Mhm.
now, of course, after 3 years, I can understand even Indian guys. They have a strong accent,
Okay.
but it was difficult at the beginning of my experience here in Asia.
So not just listening and understanding Singaporean, especially when you work in a multinational company. All right. And the next question I have for you is after all of our time spent together, the 90 hours or so, what are
Mhm.
the more significant areas of support that I, as your language coach, provided
Yes,
you?
of course, you are a good coach, and probably your most important feature that you have is, I mean, you are flexible. because I think teacher, and not only teacher, even the languages, foreign languages school, they need to know the customer client needs first. And you know better than me, of course, you know that in English language there are 4 areas: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And you probably you understood that I needed to improve in my pronunciation first, and the writing. However, what I needed was to be more fluent. And probably in these 90 hours, exactly, in these 90 hours, I've been improving a lot in speaking. I'm more fluent, of course, than 3 years ago.
I think so too. Yeah, of course. And I notice you're using a present continuous tense. So this learning is a progression that goes on, even when you
Yeah,
go to Italy, I hope.
yes, of course, I need to improve a lot in pronunciation, in writing, listening. But I think we have done together, we have done many steps. And probably when I will go back to Italy in a few weeks, probably I need to do something more. But now, when I'm in the meeting, I can understand almost everything.
Perfect.
So that's important for me, and also I feel confident to jump in the discussion with all guys, with Australian, Indian, and so on. So probably when I will go back, I feel more confident again.
That sounds efficient, and you sound very confident. I mean, you are. And
Yeah, of course.
Great feedback.
Thank you.
Most welcome, and thank you as well for being the demanding student you are. You were.
I know that now I'm receiving a lot of emails, and the people said, Paolo, you are pushing and demanding, as you said. You are pushing and demanding, but this is a very good compliment for me. But when you do that because you want to improve, and that you want that the people improve. So I know that I'm pushy and demanding, but for one reason: I wanted the people improve with me.
Wonderful. Yeah. So that's good to know. Thank you. You mentioned before that your colleagues had complimented on your level of English already before you renewed this last round of training hours.
Like Spanish guys don't know English very well, so their benchmark is quite low.
They raised the bar.
And thanks to you, I had a good image in terms of English language.
Oh, thanks. So thanks to both of our perseverance, I have to say. Yeah. Okay. Great. So obviously, I think how you feel about your level of English now, which was actually my question, you've already answered.
Yeah, I feel confident now. I feel confident. I don't have any problem. I remember when I had over 2 years, 3 years ago, I had meeting. I was quite nervous because I didn't know if I could understand everything. Maybe you are not able to answer the question. Sometimes we double check my presentation, if you remember.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and now I don't have any problem. I can speak. Of course, I'm making a mistake, but probably thanks to you again, I improved. So I don't have. I'm not nervous. I don't have any problem to present to everyone.
So how you feel it plays a big part in giving that effective presentation, because if you feel nervous, then chances are you're not going to do well. But
I felt at the beginning I felt nervous, but for example, 2 weeks ago I had a presentation and I didn't know because my head had to do that, but due to urgency, he said, "Paolo, can you take over me?" 2 hours before the presentation. This is a good example. And now, since I feel confident, I didn't have any problem. And at the end of presentation, the people said, "A good presentation, Paolo. Well done."
Wonderful. But also because you knew the content pretty well already.
Yes, of course. But even if you know very well the content, if you are not able to speak English, or you don't feel yourself confident, it's quite tough.
Yeah, I think it has to be both content and language, because if I can speak well, but I don't know what I'm going to talk about for medicine. That's it for me. Hello and
Yeah, yeah, we spoke a lot of time about medicine.
yeah, I also learned a lot from you actually. Thank you. Okay, so now just last two questions to go. What motivates you to keep getting better?
You know, I'm ambitious.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm demanding. You know, I'm pushing with the people, and I'm ask myself the same. So I want to be specific. I want to be on the same page with other guys when I have a meeting, and probably this is the most important motivation. And also because, you know, I'm Italian, and I didn't mention that when I came here with my family. And now my daughter, after 3 years, they speak English very well, better than me. So this is another motivation because I didn't want to be less than my daughters.
Right. Wow. That's a
This is
very
another motivation. Yes, I
good
have a lot of
one.
motivation.
The last one. What sort of advice would you give to other language learners like you, more advanced, and also to those who are maybe struggling a little bit more in the middle level of English?
This is a good question. And let me say, Patricia, you, I mean, as a teacher, you as a head of school, foreign school, probably you need to figure out better the customer needs.
Right.
And then you have to decide with the customer, and not you have to decide. You have to decide with the customer where do you want to, what do you want to achieve.
Right. It's like a collaboration.
This collaboration, because you know you start here and you have to arrive here. I think the journey is important.
What about in terms of the learner, the student? What can a person learning English do? I mean, do you have any good tips to share? One or two tips? How can they keep on?
Yes, to what I mentioned, to be specific with the teacher.
Working
Please,
alongside.
you need to, you have to help me in this.
Right.
And for doing that, you have to decide, not I have to decide. You have to decide, but you have a very clear in your mind what are my needs.
And for maybe for people who are not yet working with a teacher or coach, then what can they do?
Yeah, yeah, because you know also there are a lot of online class,
Yes.
but I think at the end of the day, one-to-one is the best.
It's more specified learning.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we can cater to whatever you want to do, presentations or writing. Or I remember you asked me about situations. What do you do at the airport? And was it
Yeah, at the airport, at the restaurant, because yeah,
situations like that? We did some role play, and a lot of phrases came out. Yeah,
yeah,
I think you did
because
very.
especially Australian guys, they use different phrase,
Yes.
and sometimes it's not easy to understand what they are saying.
Yeah, they're definitely colloquial.
Colloquial, yes, colloquial.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to add, Paolo?
No, thank you so much. I think your most important thing that you gave me, it was your flexibility. You were flexible, not so much at the beginning, but after that, yes, of course, we discuss a lot because we are very transparent, both of us. And thank you so much because I mean, as a teacher, you are flexible and you can helping me very well. And I did a good journey with you.
Thank you so much. And especially good to hear that from you off the record, knowing that Paolo is a very demanding student.
I know.
So we did it, 90 hours. Yeah, I think it turned out quite well. Thank you so much for your kind feedback. And
No, I'm you know I'm transparent.
yeah, we can see through you now. Yeah. Okay, Paolo.
Okay.
So thank you
Okay.
so much too, and we'll meet again soon.
Bye, Patricia.